From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
You want to go where to buy a new refrigerator? Steve's A to Z Appliance in Cottonwood? In Cottonwood? Just a 10-minute drive. And they'll save us money. New and used, honest, reliable, factory-trained repair service and parts, and they'll save us money. And dispose of this thing? We gotta make the short drive to Steve's A to Z. Thanks, son.
Steve's A to Z Appliance, front and main streets in Cottonwood. Drive a little, save a lot.
Well, happy Tuesday morning to you. You know, it looks like we do have some rain in the forecast, but you know what, today it's looking like a pretty nice day actually. So get out there and enjoy the nice weather here, because we are going to start to see some changes here as we go into really tonight and into tomorrow morning. So the rain returns with gusty winds with that cold front that will be passing through. We'll be looking at off and on showers through the weekend, and that could even extend on into your Easter Sunday, which we'll kind of get into that in more detail a little bit later. But the snow levels, on average, between 4,000 and 5,000 feet. As I mentioned, could it be dry Easter Sunday? It's beginning to look more and more like that may be the case, but that's something we'll have to kind of determine with the forecast models. Let's get you out the door this morning. Temperature in Chico, probably somewhere in the mid to upper 60s. Out in Red Bluff, kind of the same story. I do think that we will eventually see a little bit more in the way of high cloud cover going into the afternoon, but overall should be a pretty mild day temperature-wise in the valley. Now for Weaverville, again, some of the increasing clouds for the afternoon. Temperatures are going to be kind of flirting with that 60-degree mark here later on today, but pretty chilly out in Hayfork. And you know, some of those inland valleys and some of those mountain valleys could be looking at the potential for some fog this morning, otherwise clearing skies here by noon, and then more clouds coming in later on in the afternoon. We take a look at what it looks like out in Willow Creek and kind of the inland areas in general. A chilly start to the day. So yeah, you may need that jacket in the morning, but by the afternoon, you'll probably be able to shed it with temperatures in the low 50s. And for the coast, looks like temperatures there, probably somewhere in the low to mid 50s for your daytime highs, and see an increase in cloud cover here as we take you through the afternoon. Let's take you out to Siskiyou County, in particular out towards Scott Valley. This is out in Etna, where we do have, of course, some of those clouds coming in later in the afternoon. Temperatures reaching somewhere in the mid-50s. A chilly start to the day for some of the higher elevations in Siskiyou County. Looking at those mid-30s, give or take, to start off the morning, but by the afternoon, low to mid-50s. And we take you out to Bernie, and not to mention out towards Modoc County. Also a chilly start there. Could start off below freezing this morning around El Turris, with temperatures around 50 by 4 o'clock this afternoon. And for the eastern mountains here, there you can of course see those temperatures in the low to even some upper 50s. So in the foothills in Paradise, you're at 59, but cooler obviously in Chester with a high of only about 52 degrees today. And as we take you out towards Susanville, not to mention out towards Shingletown, there you can see those temperatures in the mid 50s. So yeah, those elevations, they're not very much different here, but there you can see, of course, in the morning, mid to upper 30s. And then, of course, as we go to the noon hour, upper 40s, and there are those low to mid 50s. All right, let's go and take a look at that 7-day outlook region by region here. And what's going to really indicate here is that we do have, of course, those temperatures starting to drop here as we go into the next few days. There's that chance for thunderstorms on Thursday. Now, we could see some thunderstorms as early as Wednesday night into Thursday. So we do have some of that instability that could create some more thunderstorms. And you think about what we saw this past weekend, not out of the question for some of that accumulating hail again, and then more often on rain. Now, what I've done here for Sunday is I put a chance in there. But as I've mentioned, as we kind of get closer to Sunday, it's beginning to look more and more like we may be looking at drier conditions than originally expected here. So we'll see. Kind of keep watching it closely here. Could see a better chance for thunderstorms tomorrow and Thursday here for the coast, and not to mention some of the inland areas. And taking a look at your 7-day outlook for Mount Shasta, El Turris, and Susanville. Snow levels, as I mentioned, are going to be averaging between 4,000 and 5,000 feet. There is that slight chance going into your Sunday and your Monday. All right, that should get you out the door and kind of a brief idea of what to expect as you're heading out for the day. If you want to stick around for more details and a more deeper dive forecast, well, that's what we'll be doing here next. But first, I want to remind everyone that we have got a free Weather NorCal app, and it's a great resource. I just made some new changes to it actually to kind of make it a little bit easier to navigate. And of course, you can check out all of the things that Weather NorCal offers, including, of course, this weathercast that you're watching. You can watch it from your phone. You can watch the 24-hour streaming channel. You can watch the special programming that we have. You can check out the neighborhood forecast. So just a lot of great things that the Weather NorCal app has that you are not going to get anywhere else. And the beautiful part of it is it's all about being local here in Northern California. All right, here's a look at the satellite image here. This is the next storm system that I got my eyes on. This is what's going to be here by Wednesday. But until then, we do have those clear skies that we're dealing with here to start off the day. But Futurecast is showing that, yeah, some high clouds will start to move in. But for the most part, I do expect to see some sunshine here for a good portion of the day, but also dry conditions. This is today at 5 o'clock, right? Now you can start to see that cold front is approaching. So in advance of the cold front, we may see enough instability for a few showers early Wednesday morning, mainly just to the west of the valley. So places like Trinity County, Western Siskiyou County, Del Norte and Humboldt counties, seeing a chance for some showers here early tomorrow morning with snow levels fairly high, between 4,000 and 5,000 feet. That cold front then kind of pushes through during the morning hours through the north coast. This is where we're going to see some of the strongest winds and some of the heavier rainfall. Now, there is a possibility for a few lightning strikes and a few thunderstorms along this cold front. Now, it looks like the best chances for Wednesday will be along the coast, but as it pushes through, we can't rule out a stray thunderstorm for parts of the valley as well, and not to mention those gusty winds. But look what happens. By 5 p.m., we're on the back side of that cold front, right, for the north coast, and that's why we're seeing drier conditions here, at least for now at this point, right? But there you can see some of that heavier snow kind of coming in advance of that cold front. Now, as we take you into your Wednesday night at 10 p.m., we're still seeing the potential for showers, maybe a few thunderstorms here, especially as you can see those strong winds. Could be looking at the potential for some of that training effect that we get here, that convergence line. So that's something worth watching here as we go through time as well. But you see how we're starting to see some redevelopment of another disturbance coming in Wednesday night, potentially bringing in more showers, maybe more thunderstorms going into Wednesday night for the coast as well. But then we take you into your Thursday around 10 a.m. There's the snow. It looks like snow levels dropping a little bit, between 3,500 and 4,500 feet. Chance for showers and thunderstorms Thursday morning. And then, of course, as we start to see this progress eastward, we'll see a chance for showers and thunderstorms for the valley and even some of those higher elevations as well. So, again, we've got that cold front, the heavier rainfall associated with that cold front, and then scattered showers and possible thunderstorms on Thursday is what it's looking like at this point. So let's take a look at the amount of rainfall that can be anticipated here through Thursday morning. And, this is just a general idea. Typical shadowed area around Red Bluff and Willows. I think we could see more than what we're seeing here, but I think most of the rain will be the north end of the valley. Now, we take a look at the north coast. Yeah, we could see upwards of 3/4 of an inch to even over an inch of rainfall. And as we typically see, less in the way of that water equivalency that is off towards the north and to the east. Now, looking at the snow, what I've got here, I think Mount Shasta, you're going to be, again, kind of in that borderline rain-snow mix. So, yeah, could you see upwards of 1 to 2 inches of snow? It's a possibility. We can get a brief period of time where it's just snow. So some of the higher elevations in Mount Shasta City could be looking at that. Dunsmuir, you may eventually see maybe a little bit of a mix for a short period of time as well, but I'm not anticipating any accumulating snow there. Chester, yeah, I think you can see some snow, and most likely less than an inch of snow for places like Alturas, Quincy, and Portola, but you can see some of those higher elevations. I mean, you're getting upwards of a foot or more of snow. So this is going to be great for the Sierra in getting more of that snowpack, that is, to give us that reserve as we start getting that melt off during the summer, right, to fill up those lakes. The winter storm impacts for tomorrow aren't going to be that bad because snow levels are going to be fairly high. But as those snow levels start to drop Wednesday night into Thursday, we'll start to see some more impacts, especially east of I-5, those higher mountain passes. But we could be looking at the potential for some impacts on Highway 89. But looks like Mount Shasta on I-5, I think you're in pretty good shape. Again, there could be a brief period of time for maybe a bit of a mix, but most likely not much in the way of accumulating snow on I-5, if any. There's Highway 299 west of Redding. Highway 36 looks to be okay as well, although there may be some of those higher mountain passes on Highway 36. that could be looking at that potential for some of those chain requirements as well. Certainly something worth watching and keeping a close eye on if you do need to travel in the mountains over the next few days. Tomorrow, there you can see the best chances for thunderstorms do look to be off to the west, but eventually the valley and some of the surrounding foothills could be looking at the potential for thunderstorms on Thursday. And I think the best chance for thunderstorms overall will be Wednesday night into Thursday. Now, looking at the storm strength through Tuesday, of course, we're not seeing anything really popping up here. But look what happens. As we go into Wednesday about 5 p.m., there you can start to see that potential for those thunderstorms along the coast here. This is very weak. It's not a very big deal, but when we start getting into these blues and into the greens, again, that's showing the potential for some of that instability and some of those thunderstorms to pop up. So look what happens. As we go into Wednesday night, we're really starting to see that flare up off into the valley here. So we could be looking at the potential for some thunderstorms there Wednesday night, and not to mention even along the coast. And then as we go into Thursday morning, there's that potential for thunderstorms along the coast, and we're beginning to see more of that instability out towards the valley as well. So as we go into Thursday afternoon, we could be looking at more thunderstorms even for the valley as well. So yeah, I mean, a lot to really kind of monitor here, because it's not just the chances for thunderstorms, but that cold front as it passes through is going to bring us some very gusty winds. Now, not necessarily today. It's going to be a little breezy out there from the south at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. But look at this. As we go into your Wednesday morning around 10 a.m., now we've got gusts 20 to even over 40 miles per hour and some very gusty winds for parts of Siskiyou County, and in particular for central Siskiyou County in Shasta Valley. The winds beginning to pick up Wednesday morning for the valley eastward, but they'll really begin to ramp up as we go into the afternoon around 5 p.m. There are those gusts upwards of 20 to even over 30 miles per hour in parts of the valley, and not to mention the eastern mountains. But now that the cold front's off to our east, we are looking at weaker winds as we go into Wednesday afternoon for the coast. And then it looks like as we go into Thursday, you know, those winds may stick around here even behind that cold front. Gusts still around 20 to 30 miles per hour for the coast, and 15 to maybe a little over 20 miles per hour for the valley. So breezy, borderline windy continues conditions here through your Thursday. All right, so there you can see, taking a look at your satellite image, again, there's that storm system that'll be impacting us on Wednesday. Behind it, we've got this right here that's coming in Thursday and impacting our weather on Friday as well. So let's take a look at that. This is what I was talking about, pointing out here. This is a disturbance that'll rotate around this area of low pressure right here, and that's what's going to be moving in here as we go into your Friday in particular. But you see that rotation around that area of low pressure bringing in that rain here, and then as we go into your Saturday, that shifts down to the south. We've still got that rotation around that low, and that's going to help to transport more of that rain and snow into the higher elevations for your Saturday. Then on Sunday, this particular forecast model is backing off on the potential for rain on Easter Sunday, because it's showing that that low pressure will be down to the south and we're getting more of a northerly flow. So that's going to really help to kind of push that rain down to our south and keep it out of the area. However, the European forecast model is still holding on a little bit to that potential for showers on Sunday. So I'm still keeping a slight chance for showers on Sunday, but at this point, I wouldn't count on much in the way of rain for your Easter Sunday. And then it looks like high pressure will start to build in by early next week, which means more sunshine and warmer temperatures entering the picture as well. So looking at the rainfall outlook through Monday, heaviest rainfall will be along the coast here for Del Norte, Humboldt counties, not to mention the foothills and the mountains surrounding the valley. Again, a bit of that shadowing effect, but still upwards of about 3/4 of an inch of rainfall is a possibility for places like Red Bluff and Willows, and a bit more than that, maybe a little over an inch for Redding and possibly even the Chico area as well. So looks like some decent rain heading our way. But once we start to see that ridge of high pressure build in that I was talking about for early next week, that's going to mean less chances for rain. So we're starting to see getting closer to the below normal than above normal rainfall, at least for us here in Northern California. To our south, looks like they've got better chances for rain. But overall, seeing a bit of a drying trend, at least for now, in the long range. But until we get to that point, we've got all the rest of this week, this weekend, that we'll be looking at chances for more rain. All right, so here's a look at your marine forecast here. Southeast winds at about 5 knots. Notice there's a gale warning, but it won't take effect until tonight and into tomorrow. Now we look at those wave heights. We're upwards of around 9 feet for today, but they will be increasing. And that's why the gale warning will take effect later on this evening and tonight. You see how they're increasing? And they'll probably increase even a little bit more for Wednesday night into Thursday. So there's a look at your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Your temperatures are going to be the upper 50s to low 60s for your daytime highs. It's going to be a dry day across the board. Now, don't look at this and get too terribly concerned. Yes, there's a chance for thunderstorms, but otherwise it'll just be wet off and on for Wednesday, Thursday, but there could be a period of time where we see some of those thunderstorms in there as well. Taking you up north, you can see that, of course, the rain will be heavy at times and gusty winds on Wednesday. Possible showers, thunderstorms on Thursday, and then Friday, more wet weather continuing at least into the first half of the weekend. Your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast for today, temperatures in the mid to upper 50s, although for places like Tennant, about 49, 55 for McLeod, McDowell, and Doris, a high of about 50 degrees for that daytime high. Let's take you off into Modoc County, where temperatures will mainly be in the low 50s, but some of the cooler spots like Aden at about 49, and Cedarville topping out at about 48 degrees. And your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast, those temperatures in the low to mid 50s. There you can see a little bit cooler out in Viola with a high of about 48, 49 in Mineral, and a little bit warmer in Paradise with a high of about 59 degrees. Here's your Valley neighborhood forecast, and there you can see Corning about 66, 65 degrees for Elk Creek, Durham about 66, and 65 degrees for Oroville. We take you up north, 64 degrees in the city of Shasta Lake, Whiskeytown 61, and there you can see Cottonwood topping out at about 66 degrees. So looking at your 7-day outlook, there you can see that rain. Now we could see thunderstorms even through Wednesday afternoon, but I think the best chances in the valley will be Wednesday night and then again on Thursday as well. Now taking into Friday, we've got more rain, could get heavy at times, maybe some gusty winds, some scattered showers on Saturday. Still have that chance for showers on Sunday, but at this point I wouldn't count on much, if anything. Quite honestly, again, I have to keep that chance in there just to make you aware of the fact that it's not completely out of the forecast just yet based on all of the forecast model data. But as we go into Monday of next week, looks like more sunshine and warmer temperatures as well.